It was the law born from Selma. For 60 years, Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act gave minority communities in America a legal shield against political maps drawn to dilute their voices at the ballot box. This week, the Supreme Court's 6-3 conservative majority tore that shield down. For a voter in North St. Louis, what does this week's ruling at the Supreme Court change about their relationship to that representation?
Well, the ruling basically changed Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act and said that instead of looking at the effects of policy on largely black voters, minority voters, that you would have to prove that there was intentional racial discrimination. And so that really is going to free up a lot of states to redraw districts in ways they wouldn't have been allowed to before. But the larger question, I think, for voters in North County is the idea that there's sort of reduced federal protection for black and brown voters in majority districts.
The Voting Rights Act was born on Bloody Sunday, and it's been amended, reauthorized, upheld by courts for 60 years. Yeah. What does it mean for American democracy when a law with history like that is gutted down to the point where Justice Kagan called it just a dead letter?
Yeah, this is, the Voting Rights Act has sort of suffered death by a thousand cuts. This is the third decision in 13 years the Supreme Court has made to dismantle those protections. And so, prior to the Voting Rights Act, which, my mom was alive for, probably your parents were alive for, there were literacy tests, poll tests, violence that were used to prevent voters from registering and casting their ballot. Just to give an example, in the year after the Voting Rights Act, we saw over 500,000 African Americans register to vote, which shows you they were being prevented prior to that. And after Reconstruction, we had long periods where there were no black members in the House of Representatives. Right now, there's about 14% of members of the House who are black, which is roughly equivalent to the population. And we could see the biggest decline in black representation in U.S. history after this.
It will be interesting to see if Missouri Republicans pursue that path.